The phone rang while I was in the hospital bed. Unknown number. A man's voice said he needed to tell me something about Linda. He said his name was David. Then he said he'd been seeing my wife. I looked down at the IV in my arm round 5 of chemo and asked him one question. Does she know I have cancer? Stage 3. Pancreatic. We need to start treatment immediately. The doctor slid a folder across his desk. I didn't open it. Linda's hand was on my knee, gripping tight. What's the timeline? I asked. We'll start chemotherapy next week. Surgery isn't an option right now, but if we can shrink it. How long? He paused. Let's focus on treatment first. That was 3 months ago. I'm Robert, 63, worked construction management for 40 years. Linda's 55. We've got 2 kids, Michael's 30, works finance out of state. Sarah's 27, getting married next spring. 32 years of marriage. House paid off. Retirement account looking decent. Then this. The first chemo session Linda drove. Sat next to me for 4 hours while the drugs went in. Held a plastic basin when I threw up in the parking lot. We'll beat this, she said. I wiped my mouth. Yeah. Second session, she brought a book. Read while the IV dripped. We didn't talk much. Third session, her phone kept buzzing. She'd glance at it, type something quick, put it face down on her lap. Work? I asked. Book club stuff. Planning next month's pick. Fourth session, she dropped me off at the entrance. I've got errands. Text me when you're done. I sat alone in the infusion chair for 4 hours. Watched 3 other patients with their spouses. One couple was doing a crossword puzzle together. The husband couldn't lift the pencil steady, so his wife guided his hand. Linda picked me up at 3:47. I know because I'd been checking my phone since 3:15. Sorry, grocery store was packed, she said. There were no groceries in the car. At home, I started noticing things. New clothes in her closet, nothing flashy, just newer. She started showering at odd times, before going to book club on Tuesday nights. After coming back from yoga on Thursdays, one Thursday I checked the yoga studio website while she was in the shower. Classes ended at 7 p.m. She got home at 9:30. I didn't say anything. Michael called on Sundays. How's treatment going? Fine. Need anything? No. All right. Take care, Dad. Sarah visited twice. Cried both times. Hugged me carefully like I might break. You look thin, she said. It's the chemo. Mom holding up okay? She's fine. I wasn't sure if that was true. Week 8 of treatment. I woke up at 2 a.m. Linda's side of the bed was empty. I listened. Heard her voice downstairs, soft. I got up, took 3 tries, legs weak, and made it to the hallway. I know. I can't tonight. He's home. Silence. Tuesday. Same place. I'll figure it out. I went back to bed before she came upstairs. The call came on a Wednesday. I was on the couch, too tired to move. Linda had left an hour before yoga again. Phone rang. Unknown number. Hello? Breathing on the other end. Then is this Robert? Who's this? My name is David. I don't. This is hard to say. I waited. I've been seeing Linda, your wife. I didn't know she was married at first, and when I found out, I should have stopped. But she said things were complicated and... How long? What? How long have you been sleeping with my wife? 3 months. Maybe closer to 4. Look, I'm calling because I found something today. A hospital bill on her car seat. I saw your name. Saw the word oncology. She never told me you were sick. I looked at the IV bruises on my arm. Purple and yellow, up and down both forearms. Stage 3 pancreatic cancer, I said. Started chemo in February. He didn't say anything for a long time.
Jesus.
She said you worked long hours, that you'd grown apart. She never said, "Where do you meet?" "What? Where do you meet my wife?" "I don't think—" "Tell me or I'll find out anyway." "Coffee shop on Maple Street. Sometimes my place." "Your place." "I'm sorry. I know that doesn't mean anything, but—" I hung up. The phone stayed in my hand. I stared at it. Watched the screen go dark. Heard the garage door. Linda came in carrying her yoga mat. Hair perfect. Makeup fresh. She smiled when she saw me. "Hey, you're awake." I set the phone down on the couch next to me. "How was yoga?" "Good. Exhausting. I'm getting too old for those poses." She laughed, set the mat by the door. "Did you eat?" "I can heat up the soup from yesterday." "Who's David?" She froze. Not dramatically, just stopped moving. The smile stayed on her face for another second, then faded. "What?" "David. Who is he?" "I don't." "What are you talking about?" I picked up my phone. Showed her the call log. Unknown number, 2:47 p.m. Duration 4 minutes, 32 seconds. "He called me today. Told me everything." Linda's face went white. She opened her mouth. Closed it. Sat down on the chair across from me. "Bob, how long?" "It's not—" "How long, Linda?" She looked at the floor. 3 months. While I was in treatment. It wasn't supposed to happen. I needed— "You needed what?" She didn't answer. I stood up. Took a minute, my legs shook, but I got up. Walked past her toward the stairs. "Bob, please. Let me explain." I stopped. Didn't turn around. "Does Sarah know you're planning her wedding while I'm dying?" "You're not dying." The doctor said. "Does Michael know his mother's fucking someone else while his father's getting poisoned every week?" "Don't." I turned around. Looked at her. She was crying now. "I didn't plan this," she said. "I was lonely. You were always tired, always sick, and I know that's not your fault, but I felt invisible. He made me feel seen. I have cancer. I know. I'm trying not to die. I know. And you fucked someone else." She flinched. Wiped her eyes. "What happens now?" she asked. I gripped the stair railing. Felt the wood solid under my palm. "I'm going to bed." "You can sleep wherever you want. Just not next to me." I climbed the stairs. Heard her crying in the living room. Made it to the bedroom. Closed the door. Sat on the edge of the bed. My phone buzzed. "Text from Sarah. Hi, Dad. Just checking in. How are you feeling? Love you." I stared at the message. Typed doing okay? "Love you too." Then I lay down and stared at the ceiling until morning. I didn't sleep. Just lay there listening to sounds downstairs. Cabinet doors opening and closing. Water running. At some point, the guest room door clicked shut. Morning came. I got up at 6, same as always. Showered, took 15 minutes because I had to sit on the plastic stool Linda bought after my second treatment. Got dressed. Went downstairs. She was at the kitchen table. Coffee in front of her, untouched. Eyes red. I poured myself a cup. Sat across from her. "We need to talk," she said. "Okay." I ended it. "Last night. I called him and told him it's over." I drank my coffee. It was too hot, but I didn't care. "Bob, please say something." "What do you want me to say?" "I don't know." "Yell at me!" "Tell me I'm terrible." "Something." I set the cup down. "I have a doctor's appointment at 10. Blood work before next week's treatment." "I can drive you." "No, Bob. I'll drive myself." I stood up. She reached for my hand, but I moved it away. "I made a mistake," she said. "A horrible mistake. But we can fix this. We can go to counseling. We can—" I'm going to get my blood drawn. Then I'm going to come home and figure out what happens next. I grabbed my keys and left. The hospital waiting room was half full. I checked in, sat in a plastic chair, and stared at the fish tank in the corner. A kid next to me was playing a game on his mom's phone. She looked exhausted. "Robert?" The nurse called my name. I followed her back. She tied the rubber strap around my arm, tapped for a vein. "How are you feeling?" "Fine." "Any new symptoms? Nausea? Dizziness?" "No." She slid the needle in. I watched my blood fill 3 vials. Dark red, almost purple. All set. "Results should be ready by tomorrow. Dr. Chen will call if anything looks off." I drove to Maple Street, found the coffee shop David mentioned. Small place, brick front, chalkboard menu in the window. I parked across the street and sat there. Didn't know what I was looking for. Didn't know why I came. A couple walked out holding hands. She laughed at something he said. He kissed her forehead. I drove home. Linda's car was gone. Note on the counter went to my sister's. "Giving you space. Call if you need anything." I crumpled it up. Threw it away. The house was quiet. Too quiet. I turned on the TV. Some morning show with people cooking and laughing. Turned it off. My phone rang. Michael. "Hey, Dad. Just wanted to check in before my meeting." "I'm fine." "How's Mom doing?" I looked at the empty coffee cup Linda left on the table. "She's managing." "Good." "Sarah's been worried. Says you sounded tired last time you talked." "Just the treatment." "Yeah. Well, hang in there." "Love you." "Love you too." He hung up. I put the phone down and sat at the kitchen table for an hour. Maybe longer. The doorbell rang at 2. I wasn't expecting anyone. Opened the door, middle-aged guy, button-down shirt, nervous expression. "Robert?" "Yeah, I'm David." I stared at him. Average height, graying hair, probably early 50s. Looked like an accountant. Looked like anyone. "I know I shouldn't be here," he said, "but I couldn't just call. I needed to, I don't know, apologize in person, face to face." "Okay." "Okay? You apologized. You can leave now. Please. 5 minutes. That's all I'm asking." I should have closed the door. Should have told him to get the hell off my property. But I was tired. And maybe part of me wanted to understand. 5 minutes, I said. We sat in the living room. He perched on the edge of the couch like he might bolt any second. I took my usual chair. "I didn't come here to make excuses," he said. "What I did was wrong. What we did was wrong. I wanted you to know I didn't know about the cancer." She never told me. "She told you we grew apart." "Yes." "That I worked too much." "Yes." "Did she tell you we were planning a trip to Ireland? That we were going to go after my treatment ended?" He looked at the floor. "Did she tell you our daughter's getting married next spring? That Linda's been helping her pick out flowers and cake flavors?" "No." "Did she tell you anything real about me, or was I just the obstacle?" He didn't answer. I leaned back in the chair. "How'd you meet?" "Coffee shop. The one on Maple." I spilled coffee on her bag, offered to pay for cleaning. We started talking. She was. She seemed lonely. So was I. "I'm divorced. 3 years now. I wasn't looking for anything, but you found my wife." "I'm sorry." "Stop saying that." We sat in silence. The clock on the wall ticked. 60 seconds. 90. "She loves you," he finally said. "I know that doesn't help, but she does. She talked about you sometimes. About your kids. About the life you built." She felt guilty. I could tell. Not guilty enough to stop. "No." I stood up. "Your 5 minutes are up." He got to his feet. pulled out his wallet, took out a business card, set it on the coffee table. If you ever want to talk, or if you just want to yell at someone, I'll answer. I didn't touch the card. He walked to the door, stopped with his hand on the handle. For what it's worth, I ended it too, after she called me last night. I told her I couldn't be part of this anymore. I know that doesn't fix anything, but it doesn't. He nodded, opened the door, left. I sat back down, stared at the business card. David Morrison, financial consultant. Phone number, email address. I picked it up, tore it into small pieces, let them fall on the floor. My phone buzzed. Text from Linda, can we talk, please? I didn't respond. Another text, I know you're angry. You have every right to be. But I love you. I love our family. I want to fix this. I turned the phone face down. Evening came. I heated up soup. Had half of it. Threw the rest away. Sarah called at 7. Hi, Dad, how are you? Good. Tired. Is Mom around? I wanted to ask her about bridesmaid dresses. She's at your aunt's place. Oh, is everything okay? Yeah, she just needed a break. You know how it is. Okay. Well, tell her to call me when she gets back. I will. Love you, Dad. Love you too, sweetheart. After she hung up, I went upstairs. Stood in the doorway of our bedroom. Linda's side of the closet was still full of clothes. Her reading glasses on the nightstand, half-empty water bottle, book folded open to page 217. I picked up the book. Some romance novel. Woman on the cover in a fancy dress, man behind her, hands on her waist. I set it back down. Went to the guest room. Lay on the bed Linda slept in last night. Pillow still had the indent from her head. I could smell her shampoo. I got up, went back to our room, lay on my side of the bed. Phone buzzed again. Linda, I'm coming home tomorrow morning. We need to talk about what happens next. I typed okay, then I deleted it. Typed fine, sent it, stared at the ceiling. Thought about 32 years, thought about our wedding small ceremony, her in a simple white dress, me in a borrowed suit. Thought about Michael as a baby, screaming at 3 a.m., Linda and me taking turns walking him around the house. Thought about Sarah's first day of school, how Linda cried in the car after we dropped her off. Thought about the moment the doctor said cancer and Linda's hand on my knee. Thought about her phone buzzing during chemotherapy. Thought about David's face when he said, "She loves you." My chest hurt. Not the cancer, something else. Something that made it hard to breathe. I rolled over. Closed my eyes. Sleep didn't come until almost dawn.